Mahalo Hawaii from the Kamaka Ohana. For a century of making your ukulele. For a century of your inspiration and friendship.
Our Ohana authorized dealers help put the best ukuleles into your hands and into the hands of those you love. Ohana means family. Welcome to ours.
Aloha, Craigandsarah out here from Anue, USA. Thank you so much for supporting Craigandsarah's Backyard Concert Series. We're so excited to be a part of this. We have discount codes available, so make sure you tune in and don't forget to sign up for their Artist Works program. Take care and aloha.
Ukulele Magazine is 10 years old. To celebrate, we're offering you 10% off our all-access subscription, which includes a download of every issue we've ever published. Visit store.ukelelemag.com and enter discount code BIRTHDAY to take 10% off your order.
The newly refurbished Ala Moana Hotel by Mantra, conveniently located and always an island favorite.
This is our hotel.
Now make it yours. Ala Moana Hotel, where Kama'aina always gets the best rate. Use promo code LOCALSONLY.
Holidays are right up on us here, and if you have anybody you love, maybe try thinking about hooking them up with an ukulele. It's one of those gifts that, like, every time they pick it up, if they love it, it's like,
You're gifting them a permanent smile.
Aloha, and welcome to Craigandsarah's Backyard Concert Series, Season 2, Concert Number 7. Thank you so much to our amazing sponsors that you just heard from, and a huge mahalo to our associate producers, patrons, and supporters. It's thanks to your generosity that we are able to keep this series free to the public. If you'd like to learn more about supporting this series, please visit our website, craigandsarah.com/backyard. And while you're there, don't forget to pick up your free digital program, which includes a couple of mini lessons, bios about the artists, and much, much more. Our guest today hails from the big island of Hawaii. He has toured all over the world with his ukulele and even holds an ukulele contest on the big island, and this year will be the 11th year of this contest. He is a multiple Na Hoku Hanohano Award winner, and he is joined today by Keiko Fuchigami. Please welcome and enjoy Kris Fuchigami.
Aloha. My name is Kris Fuchigami. This is my mom on the keyboard, Keiko Fuchigami. And we're so excited to be here, spending time with all of you. And big mahalo to Craigandsarah for having us on their backyard concert series. It's just such a blessing to be here with them. But that was our first song that we just played was one by Carlos Santana, entitled Europa. And this next one that we're going to do is another cover that we just recently put together. Here's one entitled Fly Me to the Moon.
Aloha, everybody. I am getting to have a sit down with Kris Fuchigami. I've always loved your playing, and I think I got to meet you in, was it 2012, I think, when you did the Reno Ukulele Festival?
Yeah, I think that was the year.
Okay. Yeah. And I remember getting to see you perform. I was so amazed by your playing. It was clean, it was beautiful, and also the speed, of course, too, right? And I was just like, oh my God. And it was really great to get to be able to hang out with you some that weekend and to get to hear you.
Yeah,
and one of the things that I appreciated about you was that you took the time to actually come watch me play, which I thought was really sweet. So thank you for that. I don't think I ever thanked you for that. Now, you play ukulele. Your mom plays piano, but musically for you, what got you into just music in general? Did you play another instrument before ukulele, or was it just ukulele?
Actually, before I started playing the ukulele, my mom was trying to get me to play piano.
I wondered.
But it just didn't sink in. I mean, I would sit in front of the music book and nothing. And so for a couple of years, there was no music, and I absolutely just did not want to hear music at all. If my brother's playing the radio, I don't want to hear it.
Wow.
But then something just changed when I was 13 years old. My mom, she's originally from Japan. She went to go visit her family, and this was my year to stay home with my dad. And so I had absolutely nothing to do during the summer, and I just started digging through my pretty much my toy box, and there was a beat up ukulele in there. So I that's when I picked it up. I remember my ukulele teacher saying talking about a guy named Jake Shimbokuro. And like I was saying in my story, that that's when I started to just pick apart and learn the ukulele on my own.
Right. Now, did you just spend hours and hours and hours just like once you got started, you couldn't stop?
Definitely.
Yeah.
As soon as I started making progress, I just didn't want to put it down and devoted all my time to it.
Now, how did your mom react when she came home and you were finally playing music?
Well, actually, after my first day of playing the ukulele, my dad called her up, and I started playing for her on the phone. So I think every night or every other night, would call my mom in Japan, and I'll just play all the things that I was learning on the ukulele.
That's really sweet, actually. I love it. Now, when did you start to think, this could be a viable career for me?
I think when I first started, it was just for fun.
Yeah.
But as soon as things started to pick up and I started to pick up some steam in playing, I just wanted my entire life to be exactly like Jake Shimbokuro's life. And so I knew from a young age that I wanted to be him in the future.
Now, when did you finally get to meet him?
I think I was playing for about a year. Mm-hmm. And then he had this thing called the J Club. And it was for just members to go and hang out with Jake before the concert. Cool. And so we went there and we met him for the first time and ended up playing with him that time. And from then on, every time we would see each other, we would jam.
That's awesome. So I take it you guys have stayed in touch.
Yes.
Yes. He is a very, very sweet guy.
Oh, yes. The best.
Now, when did you get to actually record your first album?
I recorded, I think it was 1 year after I graduated high school. We went and recorded an album called Untouchable.
I remember that one.
My mindset at the time was that I'm the greatest.
Yes.
So I put out an album called Untouchable because nobody could touch my skill level. So now when I look at the title, I cringe that I named it Untouchable.
You know, the thing I love about albums is they capture a piece of time in your life, right? Even if it is something that you go, I wish I didn't feel, but it captured the essence of the moment in your life.
Definitely.
How many albums have you recorded?
So full albums we put out Untouchable, and then More Than This a few years later. But we've been staying pretty consistent with putting out singles. I think because that's like sort of where the music business is gravitating towards.
You're right.
So we started putting out a lot more singles, but we are currently working on a full album to just share with all of our fans.
That's really exciting. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
All right, so this next song that we're going to play is an original piece that is actually going to be on our album that we're currently working on, or have been currently working on for like the past couple of years. But so this song is one that takes place in my senior year of high school, and I was around the age 16 or 17, and it was just a time in my life where I was trying to figure out how to get more practice in, and one day I just sat down and was contemplating, what can I do to increase my amount of practice, and after a while of thinking, I realized that if I just skip one class during school, that I will have that much more time to practice. And so I thought about the consequences and everything, and the good outweighed the bad. And so I went ahead with it. My first time cutting class, and so I skipped my first class. It was about an hour and a half, and I was just so happy, and I was just excited that I had an hour and a half more to practice. And I was really good friends with the band teacher at our school, and so he just let me use one of the side rooms to just practice my ukulele. And so I did that. The first day had zero consequences. My mom picked me up after school and nothing. So I was like, oh man, I came up with a master plan. And so I did that. I started doing that every single day, just skipping one class and having that hour and a half extra time. And after a while, like anything else, it just gets old. And I just started thinking, an hour and a half is not enough time. I need more time. And I sat down again. And my next plan was to just skip another class. And so if I skip one more class, I'll have 3 hours of extra practice. And so I would sit there. I skipped my second class, sitting there for 3 hours, practicing 3 hours straight in the band room. And for a while, it was going pretty good, and absolutely zero consequences. So I just kept going along with it. And after about a week, it got old. And I was like, why don't I just skip the entire day? And so I started skipping the entire day. I spent 6 hours in the band room, just practicing every single day, just getting away with it. But in the meantime, the school was calling our house and leaving an automated message saying that your son is not in class. And there was one day that I was actually sick, and I went to the doctor for it. So I told my dad, I think they keep calling for that same day over and over for some reason. And my dad, he's not dumb at all. He called the school the next day and asked them to fax my attendance over to him. And when he received it, he found that out of 30 days of school, I had missed 30 days of school. So I got severe punishment for this, but I also got this cool song out of it. So here is one entitled 30 for 30. right, so this. Oh man, I'm so out of breath. But this next song that we're gonna play is another cover tune that we just recently put together. Here is one entitled "Saborami."
Now, I had mentioned this when I had introduced you, but not many people may know you actually run an ukulele contest on the Big Island. And I didn't realize until I was looking that this is year 11 for it. Now, what brought this about? Why did you feel that this needed to happen?
So for me, when I was growing up, there was a lot of ukulele contests going on the Big Island, and it wasn't like ukulele contests here and there. You could pick and choose different contests that you would be a part of, and then after a while, they just all disappeared. Absolutely nothing ukulele related going on the Big Island. So I just thought about it and came up with an idea just to bring it back, bring ukulele contests back, and just my mindset was to just give the people of the community a chance to showcase what they've been practicing, not just practice with no reward.
Yeah.
Give them something to practice for and something to look forward to. And it's also just a good event to get the community together. Even if you're not going to step on stage, it's just something great to gather and listen to great music.
Now, for that contest, what are the parameters for it if you are wanting to enter into the contest, and then what do they win?
Yeah, so we usually have kids 5 through 14 and then adults 15 and up. And we run through things that they're judged on as technique, overall playing ability, originality, stage presence, just a bunch of those things that that we're looking for. And if they win, we usually have ukuleles donated by Kamaka, Kanilea, Kala. Just all of the ukulele companies have been so supportive in this ukulele contest and just wanting to see it succeed.
I love it. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, besides that, I know that in the concert you mentioned that you guys are actually working on a full-length album.
Yep.
That's exciting. When do you think it will be available?
We're going to be working on it this year, and we're putting it out next year.
Now, if people want to see you play live or learn more about your music or get your music, where's the best place they can do that?
They can go to my website, krisfuchigami.com, or where I'm on more frequently is Facebook, Instagram, all of that. So it's just facebook.com/KrisFuchigami or any of those social media /KrisFuchigami.
Perfect. And you have a mailing list on your website as well, too.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, I also noticed, too, that you started your own clothing line. But as you were telling me earlier, before we had the cameras rolling, it's not just a clothing line, yeah? Can you tell us more about that?
So, I started a company called Ukeverse. Basically, it's a clothing apparel line. And but that was just to get our feet wet, the clothing. We want our big goal in the end with Ukeverse is to just start a massive ukulele community. Again, just like the contest, it kind of goes hand in hand, giving everybody a chance to shine for what they've been practicing so hard for. So just growing the community, the ukulele community in a positive way.
That is beautiful. Well, I mean, now when you were 13, did you imagine that you'd be doing any of this?
No, when I was 13, I just imagined just slaughtering everybody.
Yeah, being a rock star. That's what you imagine. You guys out there will hear more about that but just before their last song, he goes into a really amazing story that you're going to love about it. But well, it has just been an absolute pleasure getting to chat with you about what you have been up to. And it's been great for me personally to see you grow, not only as a musician, but just as an amazing person. So
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kris, for joining us today.
Thank you. All right, this is going to be our last song for today. Once again, my name is Kris Fuchigami. Again, this is my mom, Keiko Fuchigami, joining me on the keyboard. And again, so blessed and happy to be here, spending time with all of you. And again, big mahalo to Craigandsarah for putting this on for all of the artists from Hawaii and around the world. But this next and final song is a song that really helped change the course of my entire music career. And, when I was 18 years old and I first graduated high school, I thought that I was just going to be this mega star. And I thought that so much throughout my entire high school life that's why I didn't go to class and I didn't study for anything, because I was banking on the fact that I was going to be a mega rock star after I graduated. And after I graduated, I went straight into working a full-time job in a warehouse stocking shelves. And so that dream kind of got crushed right away. But so after a while, I just realized that I wasn't getting anything there. I was getting absolutely nowhere. And so I started searching the newspaper for gigs around town. And we found this ad in the paper holding auditions at a coffee shop called Kope Kope in Hilo. And they were auditioning to play at their shop. And so I went there, auditioned, I got the part. And I just remember being so happy and feeling like I made it, because I just landed a 2-hour gig. And it was $40 for the 2 hours of play. And I was like, man, I've made it. This is the pinnacle of my career. This is all it's going to be. And I'm just going to do this till the day I die. And so life went on like that for a few years. I was just working in the warehouse, and every Thursday, me and my mom would go to the coffee shop and play for 2 hours for $40. And, after a while, of doing that and posting on social media, I came in contact with a guy named John Yamasato, who runs the High Sessions YouTube channel. And after talking for a bit, he said, why don't you come down and record a few videos with us? And I was like, okay, we can do that. We can go down there. We'll finally have some high quality videos that we can share with our friends, and that will be the end of it. And so we went down there, we recorded this next song that we're going to play, which is Can't Take My Eyes Off You, and Europa, and a few other original songs, and just went on with our lives, went back to regular life. And a couple months later, the videos came out, and we watched it. We're so happy with how it came out, and that was it. Just moved on with our lives. And then after about a week of the videos being out, we checked the YouTube video again, and they were at 10,000 views in 1 week. And after 2 weeks, it was at 50,000 views. And after it was 100,000 and into the millions. And all of a sudden, all these emails started coming in, trying to get us to come to different festivals. And it just opened up what I had thought, like I mentioned, what I thought was the pinnacle of my career, which was the coffee shop, was just the beginning of it all. And so really grateful to John and just that, just this next song that really opened up the doors to my career. So this next and final song is "Can't Take My Eyes Off You," and I just want to share a short message before we play the song, and it's just to never give up on your dreams and just go for them 100% and put in all the work that it's going to take to get you to the goal that you're setting for yourself. And for me, and it's not going to be easy for me. I started playing the ukulele when I was 13 years old, and on my very first day of playing the ukulele, I listened to Jake Shimbukuro's songs, one of his crazy rock songs, and I was able to just listen to it and decipher what is what on the ukulele at first day playing. And by the end of the day, I finished the song. I mastered one of his songs, and because of that, being 13 years old, my head became huge, and I was like, I gotta be the greatest ukulele player alive. And so I just started listening to his entire album, just mastering song after song after song in a matter of like a week or two. And just thinking, man, a legend has been born in this house. And so I was like, I got to start entering some ukulele contests and start slaying some people. And so I remember going to my first ukulele contest and being backstage and just seeing everybody. And actually, Craigandsarah was playing at the same contest. And I think I was 14 at the time. And I just remember thinking, you're going down. That song is trash. You're going down too, and you guys don't know what's about to hit you. And so I went up there, just played this mind-boggling fast song, and I ended up coming in second place to Craigandsarah. I lost to Calais by 1 point, but I just remember thinking, this is totally rigged. There is no chance that I'm gonna lose this because of look at what I'm playing. And so I went away with from that contest with just a bigger head than when I entered the contest. And I just told myself, I'm gonna sit it out for a year and I'm gonna keep practicing. And so I entered a contest a year later. My grandpa told me that there was a contest on the Kona side of the island. So I went there and we were backstage again, same scenario. I was looking at everybody like, man, you guys don't know what's about to hit you. And I played another fast song, and I ended up tying for last place. I didn't even get last place to myself. I tied for last place with a 6-year-old girl who sang and danced hula at the same time. So that's pretty impressive, actually. But so I right after that, I was like, all these contests are rigged. I'm never entering a contest again. I'm just gonna move on with my life. And that was around the age that I was gonna be a freshman or sophomore in high school. I remember they had a ukulele class there. So I entered the ukulele class and I watched the teacher play and I was like, he's really bad. And I probably could teach this class. And so I went there with that mindset, and I ended up failing my ukulele class because I didn't do my homework because it's way too easy, and I didn't show up for tests because they're way too easy. And so I dropped out of my ukulele class. I entered band class thinking this is where all the real musicians are at. And they slapped the music sheet in front of me, and I had no clue what was going on. Ended up dropping out of band class, and I said to myself, I'm just gonna go to weight training. But just things like that that went through that just kept rubbing mud in my face my entire time coming up, and that's the. I believe that that's the things that you have to go through in order to get to your goal. Those things. If those things had never happened to me, I wouldn't have been able to mold my character into what it's supposed to be, rather than this hot-headed kid that just thought he was the best in the world. But that's the message that I want to share with you all, that there are going to be hard times that slow you down in your progress, but just keep pushing through them because there is light at the end of the tunnel. But that's my message to you guys. And again, this is going to be our last song entitled "Can't Take My Eyes Off You." All right, thank you guys so much. All right, so for our Hana Ho, we have a special treat for you guys. We're gonna be bringing up Craig or Sarah for our final song. Here's one entitled "Love Me Tender."
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, never let me go. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfilled. For my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender, love me long, take me to your heart, for it's there that I belong and will never part. Love me tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. For my darling, I love you, and I always Thank you both so much. That was such a blast. Thank you, all of you guys out there watching and listening. It's been such a wonderful blessing to have both of these folks here, Keiko Fuchigami and Kris Fuchigami. Thank you both so much for joining us today. And we look forward to our next backyard concert, of course, and we'll see you guys then. Bye.
Kris, first of all, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I have to say congratulations. You have 2 little ones now.
Yes, 2 sons.
What ages?
So my first is Kris Jr., and he's going to be turning 2 in July. And then we just had another one. He just turned 2 months. His name is Sasuke. He's named after Sasuke from the anime series Naruto.
Nice. Oh my! I gotta say, you look a little too well rested for.
It must be the makeup because I ain't getting any sleep.
What has been your favorite moment so far as a father?
As a father, just seeing them grow every single day, make their progress as children, And that smile from both of them, it just, if you're having a hard day somewhere, that smile just turns everything around.
How do you think your response would be if one of your kids skipped school for a month and let's say to learn an instrument and be that devoted? How would your reaction differ than your parents?
I think it would probably be the same. I mean, I'll be proud of them because I'll know that they're really trying hard in something. But on the other hand, they're breaking the rules on everything else.
You've done a lot in your career so far. I love that you're doing events to give back to the community. What is your dream gig?
Collaborate with Carlos Santana. Yeah, one of my favorite guitar players. It would just be the best dream come true to play with him.
Last question for you is, and this is something we've asked every artist this season, I believe, but I know you've already had sharing some things for other people out there, but for those ukulele players or artists that are aspiring to do what you do, one big piece of advice.
I think it's just to remain consistent, and through everything that you're gonna go through, the highs and the lows, just be consistent, and I promise you that you will see results from being consistent.
Kris, thank you guys so much for being here. Aloha.